back. Now using network programming, let's download a web page. Okay. We want to develop a client that downloads and saves a web page. After the connection is made, the client must explicitly send a request to the server for the desired web page. Note that the data received or sent is in UTF-8 mode. For efficient usage of strings, the sequence of Unicode points are stored in sets of bytes. This is called encoding. For example, let's try and encode a string, right? A be the string. This is a string. We want to encode it. All right. When I say a.encode in UTF-8 format, let's see what you get. It's the B, okay, because that's bytes encoded. All right. Now suppose you want to encode it in UTF-16 format. It looks like this. If you want to encode it UTF-32 format, it looks like this. Basically, when we use our sockets and send and receive codes, we receive information in UTF-8 code. So we have to decode it when we receive it, and when we send it, we have to encode it. All right. So for more on encoding, visit this particular website. Okay, it's on python.org. So when we to repeat, when we receive data, it is encoded, we must decode. When we send data, we must encode it, and so on. Now, here is a program. We want to be able to download a website, okay, a web page. My lecture note says use this, don't use this anymore because our college has moved material from here, okay. It's difficult to get information from here. They link you to some other page. Anyway, this is the program. All right. First line is from socket import socket. Maybe by the way, I have shared this program with you, web client, on Blackboard and on Dropbox. Okay. So I want to maybe open the code itself. All right. Let's look at this. First, from socket, import socket. Print to the user, enter the web page you want to download. Print, use the format. So this way you can tell the user to use the entire website name, starting with HTTP, colon, and so on. Whatever input you get from the user, that is URL. So the string is URL. First, the server part is split the URL along the /. You get a list, the second index. So here is my explanation. Suppose you gave this particular URL, http www.bcc.cuny.edu, right? When I split it along /, there are two /. So everything before the first / is index 0 item. Between the two /, there is nothing. So nothing becomes your index 1 item. After the second / from here until here is your index 2. See, index 0, index 1, index 2 item. Okay, so that string is index 2. That is your server. Index 2 string in the split list is your server. Okay? You got your server. Now, what is your page? Page is a forward slash plus this string dot join. That is, this string will be put in between spaces. Between which spaces? So URL got split 3 index 3 onwards is this quantity. You see both of these. So when you do join these two strings, you're joining, where did we go? Yeah, you're joining those two strings using forward slash as a glue. Then I get this part. You see the glue in between. And then I'm adding one more. Okay, one more. So you have a forward slash academics. So basically you got the server and the rest of it is the web page. All right. Now you from socket, now here you are creating a socket, call it connection. Connection, contact the server, right? Using connect method. Who was server? Server was this particular string. You see the middle one here. This one was the server with 80 being the HTTP format, right? HTTP protocol. Now to this particular connection, now you have connected it, you send a particular string. Don't forget to encode it. Okay? Because whenever you send a message or receive a message, it has to be in UTF-8 format. So you are sending a string, encoded string, get page, capital HTTP, uppercase rather, forward slash 1.0. So get index.html HTTP 1.0 asks the server to send the index HTML page. You see, using version 1.0 of HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol has lasted for a long time, so we are actually asking for 1.0 protocol. Okay. What is backslash r backslash n? Backslash r backslash n. Backslash n you already know, that means new line. What is backslash r? That is called carriage return. Backslash r, backslash r is called, I'm unable to type it here. Anyhow, backslash r is called carriage return. Okay, carriage return. What that is you may not have seen typewriters. I have a few pictures here of typewriters. That's a typewriter. Carriage return is that bar along which paper used to flow. You see? This handle on the left, you would push it in to move to get a new line. Whereas as you typed, this would move, the bar would move to the left and you had to push this thing in to get to the new line. Carriage return means return the carriage forward. In our case, what happens with carriage return is, if my cursor is here, carriage return gets my cursor here to the very first word, very first letter. It doesn't get me to the new line. So you need to do carriage return and then new line to go to the next line, basically. carriage return, let me explain again. If at the end of your sentence, if you hit carriage return in old typewriters, you would go back to the very first character. To go down, you need a new line, a new line, a new line. Okay? So that's why, where did my program go? That's why you need carriage return and then new line. Carriage return and a new line. So that gives you 2 lines. All right. Now, whatever you receive, make sure you get 1024 characters worth. Decode it. That is your raw information. Separate, find the presence of carriage return new line, carriage return new line. So that is 2 lines in the string you receive, right? Raw is, so the web page you get is a long string you receive. 1024 characters you receive. Find 2 lines break. That is a separator, sep. Header is everything until sep. That is the header of your page. And content is everything after the sep. Why 4? Because there are 4 characters. Carriage return, new line. Carriage return, new line. So 4 more after sep. Whatever comes after that is the content. Okay. Now create an output file. We will call our output file download.html. When you open it in write mode, it creates a new file. Write your content into the output file. As long as the length is greater than 0. So you at present received only 1024 characters worth of information. Now you ask again for new information and write again. As long as you keep receiving information, that is why length of content greater than 0. The moment you are done, you will not receive any more information. You will get an empty string back. Close. Don't forget to close the connection. Anytime you open a socket, remember to close it. Otherwise, you are leaving your computer in danger of hacking. Okay. So let's play with this code. Okay, enter a web page. So let me enter the web page http www.bcc.cuny.edu /academics/academic programs. Okay, it did something. This file of mine was in this folder. Aha, notice there is a download HTML. Remember, that's the file we created, okay, into which we wrote our content. Let me click it open and it gets me to the bare minimum of the Bronx Community College web page. Okay, so look, this file is in my Dropbox. It's in my computer. It is not BCC. I did not go to bcc.cuny.edu. All right, I did not use a browser. I actually downloaded this page. Okay, until next lecture then. By the way, please try this yourself now. Use any web page. Some web pages don't let you download in this fashion because they are worried about their own security and such. But anyway, try and see how things go.